Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Larissa Yanichel and I am a student from SMA Perguruan at 15 Ciracas. I am from the opposition team, and today's motion is this House believes that government should provide significant financial incentive for urban citizens to move to the rural areas. Thank you, the proposition team, for the statement, but now I want to rebuttal the statement from them. The proposition team said that why should the urban citizen move to the rural areas is because of the overpopulations and preferential treatment towards the rural area. The government only build infrastructure in urban citizens. Is it true that infrastructure development is mostly carried out in the urban areas and the development is not evenly distributed to the rural areas? But that shouldn't be the reason why the government should give money to them to move to the rural area. And instead of moving people to rural areas due to overpopulation, the government can prioritize the quality of infrastructure and education in rural areas so that when it is evenly distributed, the population will move by itself to the rural areas. So the government should not need to provide significant financial incentives for the urban citizens to move to the rural areas. The proposition team also say that not only the people who's not successful and unable to survive in the metropolitan cities and people who are left behind and can't catch up with the development in the urban cities went to rural area and take the money and live for the better life there. Many people fail to survive the metropolitan cities because of the fierce competition there, and many of them cannot keep up with the development in the city. But what if people living in urban areas have no preparation for living there and they never even try to work and just give up? And at the end, they lie and using the reason of being able to survive in the metropolitan cities as the reason of them to take the money. The proposition team also said that having a closer branch in rural area, like access new producer or new materials, can make your business and production process become more effective, like cutting costs. If they have a closer branch in rural area in order to access the new producer or new materials, it means that they will make the factory near the rural area and it will damage all the resources there. So yes, it will increase the effectiveness, but it will also destroying the resources there because of the factory. So we are from the opposition team disagree that the government should provide significant financial incentive for urban citizens to move to rural areas. We have three reasons. It's because of the cost, education, and habit. The first reason is cost. When the government provide the financial incentives for the urban citizens to move to rural area, it will cost much money. Especially there are many people who's not succeed in the urban areas and can survive in the metropolitan cities. Those of them who are tired of living in the urban areas probably choose to move to the rural areas. And there are many of them. Just imagine how much government should give to those much people. It's a waste of money. Instead of giving them a financial incentives, the money can be used for the better reason. The money can be given to help the infrastructure development in the rural areas. The second reason is because of the educations. Education in rural areas is the quality tends to be less good because there are not too many schools in rural areas. Therefore, it's hard for the students to go to the school since their house is too far from the school. Besides of that, it also because of the damage of the road. It makes students too lazy to go to school and it will impact all the children of the parents who want to move to the rural areas to get a good education and experience. Example, there is a child. She followed her parents to move to the rural areas. When she in the urban areas, it's easy for her to go to school because the infrastructure, public transportation, and the facilities is good and easy to find there. But when she in the rural areas, she feels lazy to go to school because it's hard for her to find the transportation and to reach the school. The third reason is because habit. It's hard for the urban citizens to blend with the society in the rural areas. In the urban areas, the urban citizens already have so many habits there, where it's not the habit of the society of the rural areas. Example, in the urban areas, it's easy to reach the network and get a good connections since the networks in the center of the networks is in the urban areas. So it's easy for them to catch the connections. But people in the rural areas, it's hard for them to catch the connections because they are too far from the center of the connections or the networks. That's why people in the urban areas, it's hard for them to blend with this new habit in the rural areas. Because of these reasons, like cost, educations, and habits, like I said before, I'm from the opposition team, strongly disagree with this idea that government should provide significant financial incentives for urban citizens to move to rural areas. For this reason, we beg to propose.